Some people don't understand the concept of daily winning. It is possible because some people don't understand winning as a daily outcome until now. Here at Champions for Life podcast, we give you ways to understand how to reverse your thinking about winning. That yes, you can, and that it is possible to experience daily winning. In small but powerful ways, you will begin to change your life and become the champion for life you have envisioned for yourself. Hi, I'm Jana. You will be listening to JDC, my husband, a father of 6, martial artist, entrepreneur, a servant of Jesus Christ, and a tough love kind of guy who will share with you experience, wisdom, and ways you can overcome any challenge in your life. So get ready to be inspired, encouraged, and motivated to take decisive action.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, wherever you find yourself in the world. Welcome to Champions for Life podcast. This is your host, JDC. I am excited today because I have an amazing guest here that I'd love for you to meet him, connect with him, and, become aware of different things. His name is Paul Forchione. He's also a coach. And man, what an amazing story. The moment I saw him, the moment I learned about him through obviously social media, I became very interested in bringing him on and sharing with you this powerful story that he has, and maybe even give you some tips on how you can overcome all these things. So before we get into all of that, how are you, Paul? How's everything today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I'm so excited to talk with you and talk with your viewers. This is great.
That's awesome. Listen, so you are in California, is that right?
Yes, I'm in Southern California. Yes, Long Beach area.
Beautiful. So Paul, tell us a little bit about what you do before we get into the main topic here today. What is it that you do right now?
I am a mindset coach that helps people improve their mindset so that they're more productive at work, they're more present for their friends and family, and more importantly, they feel better from the inside, because that's what's most important to everybody, is feeling good on the inside.
Absolutely. A lot of times we go through life not feeling good and, hurting, and we don't know why. We don't know why. We don't know how to ask for help and all of that. What a wonderful thing. What got you involved in that?
Well, it's a long life journey that actually got me there, and if you like, I could kind of go with that if you're okay with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
okay,
go right ahead.
Share my story with you, so the viewers can get a little bit more of an insight on where I'm coming from, on why I became a coach. So my journey started as an infant. I was diagnosed with something called cerebral palsy, and it affects one side of the body, affects motor skills, and it can be so severe that it could cause paralyzation. Well, apparently, to the doctor who diagnosed it, they felt it was very severe, and they actually told my mother that I would not be able to walk. And thank goodness that my mom didn't take that opinion and got some other opinions and found a specialist that was going to be able to help me. So for the first 10 years of my life, I was in pretty much intense physical therapy. Started walking a little bit later, probably around 3 or 4, which I know that's later for most kids that probably walk around 2 or so.
Yes.
So that was my first, little win, but still wasn't, where I needed to be. I remember around 5, I was put into soccer, and I was only able to run a few yards, 25, 50 yards, where these other kids were able to run laps. And it was hard for me to see these other kids being able to run laps, and where I can only run 20, 25, 50 yards. and my, defeating that my dad had to tell the coach, hey, my boy can only run this much, and I'm standing out with the other kids, not fitting in.
Wow.
And then
how did that make you feel, Paul? How did that make you feel growing up that you were, quote unquote, different?
It was tough. A lot of sadness, a lot of anger, a lot of why me? Why do I have to be different? Why can't I be just one of the other kids? So very, 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 very hard for me, mentally and physically.
Wow.
Yeah. So then when I turned 7, I got my second break. I was able to get surgery on my right foot to give me a little bit more mobility.
Wow.
And I'll never forget this. I changed schools around that same time, right after the surgery. And the first day of physical education, after you do your stretching, the coach said, okay, now run a lap. And I'm like, okay, here we go again. I'm not going to be able to run this lap. But something miraculous happened because of the surgery, and I haven't tested it out yet. I started running, and I'm like, wait, I'm going further than I never have before. So I'm like saying to myself, Paul, keep going, Paul, keep going. And finally, I finished the lap with all the other kids. And on the outside, I kind of played it cool, like, whatever. But on the inside, I was like, yeah, finally. I didn't stick out like the other, like I normally did. Things got easier, but they were definitely not easy. I still walk with a little bit of a limp. I still held my right arm slightly different. And so I would get teased. And I remember changing schools again in junior high. And those kids at that time with hormones and, changing, that's a brutal age to change schools and already being different. So they were brutal to me. And I remember those 2 years of junior high, or a year and a half of junior high, I'd come home after school just crying and going, man, why me? Again, why me, in the anger? And then around 8th grade sometime, I don't know, something in me kind of snapped or what. And I was like, I don't want to play this victim anymore. I don't want to go in my room and cry all the time. And I want to do different things here. So I thought, well, what can I do? What difference could I make? And I thought to myself, well, I love baseball. So I made a goal with myself in 8th grade. I said, you know what? I'm going to make my high school varsity baseball team. That's my goal. So I would play, winter league, fall league, whatever, throw a tennis ball against the wall every single day. And something kind of great happened to me when I changed my mindset, that I had this goal and I was working hard in baseball to reach this goal. The kids that used to tease me are starting to root for me.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, they started rooting for me because they saw the change in me, that I'm like, you know what, I'm going for this goal. And I'm glad to say that I did make my varsity baseball team as a junior and played as a senior as well. And took that mindset, into college and into my work, where I started working.
So I have to interrupt you there because that's so powerful, right? So here you are, you're going through all these changes, changing school, journey, surgery, you experience a victory, you're kind of like scared to demonstrate it, to display it. So you keep it inside of you. It's a personal victory, though it was done publicly, know, and you got to hold it in. And then, then you go and you say, now I'm going to go become varsity. And you go, you do it. At what point in that did you realize I got something that I can share with the world here? I got something that I know how to do that I want to help other people do as well, that may be in the same or similar situation. Take us.
It wasn't until later in my life that I made this transition. For a long time, I wouldn't be able to tell this story. In some way, I was ashamed of it.
Wow.
And I did some soul searching, and I thought to myself, no, you have a tremendous story that you need to share with the world, because you may be able to help a lot of people change their mindset. So once I accepted my story in my life and how it is, I at that point, when I accepted this, that's when I thought, now I can help people. Because for a long time, I had that mindset, like, you know what, I'm just like everybody else. I don't need this and that. I don't need to tell anybody, my struggles. It's all good, this and that. But once I showed vulnerability, because vulnerability I've learned is a strength, not a weakness.
That's correct. Yes.
So once I learned that in myself, now I was able to give that out to the world, that energy out to the world, and start helping people and empathizing with people that may be going through some struggles, and sharing my story with them, giving them some insight on where I came from, to get, to better them, and what they're struggling through.
Wow. What a story. What a story, Paul. That is amazing. That is encouraging. And it makes you wonder, what's people's excuse, right? That they're well. They're well. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't look at it that way, because I think everybody has their different motivations,
Okay.
and a lot of times, a lot of people need to find their why. And once they find their why,
yes,
that will motivate them. But a lot of people, haven't found their why, and you know what? I want to tell them it's okay. But what I would like to tell them is, go out and try to find it, experience different things, find out what your passion is. And then once you find that passion, then that will start that motivation in you, because you'll want to do it. It won't be work anymore, because you have passion for it. And it doesn't have to be, a career or anything like that. It could be personal stuff. It could be, climbing a mountain, or meeting new people, or traveling the world, whatever your passion is. It's different for everybody. And it doesn't just come at you, just miraculously. You kind of have to discover it, and you have to be patient, because sometimes people reach their passions later in life. So you got to be okay with, what, I haven't found it yet, but keep going, keep trying different things, because one day you will find that passion, but just don't give up.
Right. For you, where in the process did you say, this is my passion?
Well, I've always, read up on self-help books, and love the inspirational stories. So I've always had that in the back of my mind, that underdog, I love that underdog story. So once I accepted my life, accepted my story, then that was when I was able to start helping people. So I would say within the last 5 years is when I really have, really found that passion of wanting to help people become a coach, and help people in their path, and find their journey. So about, I would say, 5 years to answer your question.
Wow. Awesome. Did you, at any point, did you say to yourself, who am I to do this? The imposter syndrome or anything like that some of us go through. Who am I? What makes me qualified to do this? Who's going to believe me?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's, everybody has insecurities, and, I have that in me too. So, but the thing is, you have to be aware of it. Like, so if you start coming up with these negative thoughts in your head, like why people should listen to me, or whatever that negative thought is, really go, you know what? Wait. Just hold on a second. No, I am who I am. I am special in my own way. And there is people that will resonate with my story that I can help. So it's a lot of awareness, when those negative thoughts come in your head, because we're all human beings. We all have bad days. We all get angry. And I always tell people, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. But how long do you want to stay in those stages? At some point in time, you're going to be like, well, I'm sick of being angry. I'm sick of being sad. At that point, let's change that. Let's change your mindset. Think about different things that you enjoy, that you love.
Powerful. So tell us now, you found your passion. You dealt with the belief about, who am I? Am I worthy? Are they going to believe me? You went through that. You overcame that, and you decide, I'm going to go do it. Bring us to that moment.
Well, so I was in the mortgage industry for many years of my adult life, and I was pretty good at it. So I made some good money. So when I started to really wanting to dive into the coaching side of things, I made some financial plan so that when the lien, because I was making good money as a loan officer, and as coach, starting up a little bit, it's going to take some time.
Yep.
So I just, paid down all my debts, live, fairly minimal, because I realized that, obviously, everybody needs money to survive and everything like that, but you can't put a price on being happy and waking up every morning really excited about what the day is going to, happen for me. Later in my mortgage career, because I didn't always, in the beginning of my career, I really loved mortgages, but things changed and everything like that. And I wasn't loving it anymore. And I was just kind of going through the motions. And so I wanted to make some changes so that, every day I want to wake up, and not every day is going to be sunshine and roses. I know that. I'm fully aware of that. But, I'm like more excited to get up in the day, and I look at my calendar, and I have a podcast with you, excited to talk with you, and different things, throughout the day that just keep me motivated. So I'm just finding another joy in my life. And I'm so happy that I've made these decisions, and it's not easy, but I every day take one day at a time, and keep going. Some days are harder than others, but you got to be consistent. You got to keep going.
Yes. Well, I'm also glad that you made that decision, because look, you're here now sharing it with the world, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to help a lot of people. You're going to be the guy that's going to change a lot of people's outcomes that they might have been heading towards suicide. They might have been heading towards deep depression, sabotage, failure, divorce, and maybe even go bankrupt and all of that. And you're going to be changing their life and really, really go towards their destiny. So I'm excited that you made that decision also.
But even in smaller sections of that, that's great. I mean, if people make that leap and that, and help them get to that part, absolutely. But even smaller stuff, like, I felt good the other day when I was talking with a client, and he was kind of down, in our conference call that we did for an hour. And by the end of the conference call, he was up.
Man.
And just that alone made me feel good, because I was able to change his mindset. I was able to, you point out some things that he's doing right, and have him realize that, oh yeah, you know what, I am doing that right, and then keep seeing his mood shift. Yeah. And just that alone, just having that little bit of a positive boost, and hopefully the rest of his day and hopefully the rest of his week went well, because of a positive conversation that we had with each other. So it doesn't always have to be that big thing, which is great. If they can make those changes that you're talking about, that's awesome. But if it's just, I'm feeling better about myself, and just in a small way, that's a victory for me.
That is powerful. Yes. I think you find your calling, and you sound awesome. You project the genuine care for people, and I'm sure that every client that you have is in really, really good hands. I can see that, and I can feel that through the conversation that we're having. So I'm really proud to know you and all of that, and build this relationship. This won't be the last time that we bring you on. I want to bring you on more often, but I want to take this to a little bit more. Tell us about your, because when we all start a business, we all start our practice, we all start doing our passion, there's always that first person that we get to help. Mm-hmm. And we never forget that person. Mm-hmm. Who is that one for you?
Well, it was a person who wanted to start a business. He was in his 20s, a young man, a lot of enthusiasm, but really didn't kind of know where it was going, this and that. And he hit a point before he talk with me, where it's like, I don't know about this anymore. I'm hitting all these roadblocks, and maybe I need to hang them up and, go get a 9-to-5 job. And, he's like, well, one last ditch effort. He, saw me on social media. We had a conversation, signed up with me. And I told him that I really like your idea. I think it's going to work. But what I preached to him was patience, because a lot of people, now want everything, instantaneously, want it right now. And, when you're building a business, it takes time. Sometimes it takes years and years and years. And you just can't, you just got to look at the big picture and look at that you're pushing that rock up the mountain.
Yes.
And now he's, thankfully now, he's now able to just do his business, because he was doing all these doing Uber, all kinds of stuff, just to make ends meet. And now he's able to do his business full time, which to me is a win. I mean, he's not, a millionaire by all means, but he's able to do his business and make ends meet. And, and that was his first goal, and he has done that. So that was probably my, my first big win with a client, was the fact that he was, able to just do that, his one business, and make it work. So that was great.
Wow, that's powerful. That is so powerful. And that feels good that you help them. And, when you see your clients becoming successful, achieving their dream, achieving their goals, moving towards their destiny, that feels awesome, right? It reinforces you. So
absolutely. And when you talk about your destiny, things change. Like, you could be passionate, when you get ages, when you're in your 20s, your passion could be this, and in your 30s it could be this, and 40s and whatever, and that's good. You know what I mean? You change.
Yes.
And you shouldn't feel bad about that. Like, what you're passionate about in your 20s was what you're passionate about in your 20s, but it's not what you're passionate about in your 30s, and not passionate about in your 40s. So you just kind of have to constantly evolve with who you are as a person. And find that new passion. If you lose that passion, it's all a journey. And I use this analogy a lot. Is you look at a little kid, and and they're building the Legos. Their best time, their favorite time, was actually in the process of building the Legos. They might get a kick out of showing their parents or their siblings, hey, look at what I completed. But when they felt the best is when they were actually building the Legos and creating something. So I use that now in life. It's the journey. It's not always the destination at the end. It's that journey that, that you're going through something. You're trying to build for something, and you got to enjoy the present, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. So you got to enjoy now, and that's very important. I tell a lot of people that is try your best to be present and enjoy what you're doing. I know not everything that you do, if you have a goal, is going to be sunshine and roses, but you got to enjoy most of what you're doing, because what's the point if you're not enjoying it? If you hate it, you got to look at the end goal. Is this really something I really want to achieve?
Very, very, very true. Very true and very powerful. Wow. Now, what's one tip that you can share for anyone that may be going through some doubts about anything you have? Yes.
Okay. Well, a couple things that I would suggest, if you're down, doubt, this, whatever that is when you wake up every morning, before you check your phone, your email, your social media, whatever you're doing, you sit there for a second, in the quiet, hopefully, and think about things that you're grateful for. It could be a great spouse. It could be, good kids. It could be a great job, whatever you're thankful for. And think about that for a few minutes. It doesn't take too long. Just take some time for a few minutes to think about things that you're grateful for in your life. And if you do that every single day and make that consistency, you can see a shift in your mindset, and your mindset will become more positive. So that negative doubt will thin away because of the things that you're thinking about being grateful for, and that positive mindset. It really does help by thinking about things that you're grateful for. Think about things that you have that and not worry about what you don't. Yeah. Focus on the good.
So simple, right? So simple, and we forget to do that. And what a big difference it makes, right? To be grateful, to appreciate that. Yeah,
100%.
Very powerful.
And another thing, another thing to get you out of your funk is do things for other people, and that doesn't give you a monetary gain. You know, it could be clean up at the beach. It could be reading to kids at the sick people in the hospital, kids, volunteer at a senior center. Do things that benefit other people that you don't get a direct benefit. I mean, you do get a benefit because it makes you feel good, but by doing that, that is so powerful. Like you said, using your words, it's very powerful to do these things for other people, and how good it makes you feel from the inside.
Yes, very good. Paul, where can people find you? Where can they connect with you? What's the best place, anyone thinking about, man, I need to change my mindset. I need to create a growth mindset. I need to think better. I need to just get out of myself here. I need somebody like you. Where do I find you? Where are you? Where can we connect? Huh?
Well, great. Well, there's a few ways. The easiest way is my website, which is called calltoaction.coach. You can hit me on Facebook at a call to action. You can check me out on LinkedIn, Paul Forchione, Forchione, and just message me. I even have my cell phone on my website. So if you get on my website and you want to call me. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible to reach me. And if obviously your viewers like podcasts, I actually do a podcast myself called Actions and Limits, and I would like to invite you one day to go on my podcast to hear about your story.
Wow, that would be a pleasure. I would love to do that. I love sharing my story, and I would love to definitely do that. Well, it's been a great time here at Champions for Life podcast with our guest, Paul Forchione. He's a mindset coach, amazing. You want to be in good hands. You want to be in a place with a person that really cares about you. This is what I got out of it today. This is what I got out of it for him. Plus, first-hand experience, results. Plus, knows exactly how to do it. So don't waste your time reading a book all over the place, although reading is good. Don't waste your time talking to your friends, although they mean well. Don't go and try to find it, by the moon over there by yourself, although we need quiet time. Get connected with a coach like Paul Forchione, a mindset coach, a growth mindset coach, because everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs a coach, but not all coaches are the same. And when you're looking to have a best outlook in life, to see what has always been there, but you couldn't see it, you need a coach like Paul Forchione. And you already know where to connect with him. Hit him up on Facebook, LinkedIn, go to his website, all of that good stuff. Paul, it's been great having you here. What a pleasure. Thank you for taking out time of your busy day to being a Champions for Life podcast. And if you have any last words, let's hear them.
First off, I want to thank you. I had a lot of fun talking with you. I love your energy. You're so positive. I can feel it through my computer screen right now. I know the passion that you have for your business, and I appreciate that quite a bit. My last words are, if you can believe, you can achieve.
Wow. Nothing else to say. Drop mic right there. That is powerful, intensely powerful. Believe and you will achieve. Thank you very much, Paul. Everyone, you have a great day. Man, you know what? Join our Facebook group, Fearless Warriors. Go to Facebook, look for it. Find us on JDC Success Coaching on Facebook, and find us on Instagram, Jose DeServo. connect with us, connect with me, connect, because you know what? Build relationships. That's a wealthy person right there that has powerful relationships. Until next time, this is JDC, and we'll talk to you on the next one.